Tell all them gurus and everything now is that anybody who says nationwide is the way, it's not the way.
What was that transition kind of like when you guys pivoted?
We were trying to do nationwide wholesaling. I thought that was the key in it, and we found out very shortly that that was not the key. January of 2024, we went back into Southern California, where our backyard is.
You know, a lot of people say it's sales and marketing, but once you start running the organization, now you got to start worrying about being a good leader and having the right culture in place.
You know, a lot of guys want to do a couple deals and they want to be freaking mentors and coaches to other people and take their money. What you need to do is learn how to be a mentor and a coach and a leader to your own organization, to your own family, to the people that are right beside you.
What does your onboarding process look like for acquisitions?
I hire one out of every 100 people. I promise you. Like, I deny so many damn people because it's hard to get in our company. We had one individual that came in and was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, perfect. I just gave you a freaking 5 polos. There goes some money, right? So I want to make sure they understand what they're about to get into.
All right, everybody. So welcome back to the Omar Lopez Show. We have my man Aaron Gaunt right here. My man Aaron Gaunt is from Southern California. He has an office in Temecula focusing on wholesaling. I've been knowing this guy for a few years. We started connecting more over the past year and a half. He has a beautiful wife, a beautiful family. His wife is Michaela, and they run a multi-million-dollar wholesaling operation. So out there in Southern California, I've been watching their success over the past couple of years. But after this year, the past few months, I really noticed that their trajectory really started getting really up there. So I said, you know what? Let me bring Aaron Gaunt on the Omar Lopez Show. And here he is, you know. So without further ado, Aaron, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, what it is that you do.
What's up, man? Super happy to see you, man. I've been seeing all the great work you've been doing in Florida. So super excited and honored to have, be on here, part of your, your show. You're doing a lot of good things. You're a big go-giver, and I love seeing that. My name is Aaron. Yeah, we're in Southern California, a little town called Temecula. We do wholesale deals all around Southern California, specifically 3 markets: Riverside, San Bernardino, and LA.
Nice. So I was in Aaron's office in December. He invited me over. I want to go visit my family, and he seen me on social media. He said, hey, man, come visit us in the office. I was like, all right, let's go visit my man over there. We checked it out. And at the time, you were doing pretty much nationwide, right? Pretty much nationwide. I think you were probably in more than 20 states. And then out of nowhere, I seen that you switched it all back to Southern California. So, Aaron, what was that all about?
Oh, man. Well, like I said, we're just here to shoot the crap, man. So we were nationwide. And let me ask you this. Are you still nationwide?
I'm in 6 states. Pretty
6
much.
states? Okay. Yeah. We were probably like 20 different states. And I went back and forth between like big metro, small metro areas. So back in 2023, interest rates decided take a hike upward, and the West Coast got hit hard with sellers, and right, we were in the middle as wholesalers, right? Sellers were still living in the past, buyers are always living in the future. So we're kind of stuck in the middle between that big gap. And then if you're able to have those skills and you can stick around. But we saw a lot of people that didn't have the marketing dollars, that didn't have the skills. Obviously those guys are all gone now. What we've seen now, so for me, the way that I had to pivot and adjust, I decided to go get more leads. Not because I was only focused in Southern California for the first couple of years. I was as a wholesaler. But then we went nationwide because it was the kind of shiny object thing, and it helped us survive that interest rate hike at the time. But anyway, so all of 2023 we were trying to do nationwide wholesaling, thinking that was the key to make millions and millions of dollars in this game, because I don't do anything but wholesale at this time. My goal is to be an 8-figure wholesale operation. Matter of fact, our ultimate goal is to do $24 million a year in wholesale assignment fees. And so I thought that was the key in that, and we found out very shortly that was not the key. We saw a lot of bottlenecks, especially when it came to disposition side on wholesaling. So January of 2024, we went back into Southern California, where our backyard is.
Wow, that's incredible. And I seen that you guys pivoted pretty quick. So what was that what was that transition kind of like when you guys pivoted? Did you guys do it rapidly? Did you slowly start adding some other marketing channels?
Yeah, we pivoted rapidly back into Southern California. At the time, what I tell people a lot too is you need to get if you want to be. And again, this is not for everybody. My conversation, my story is not for everybody. And my story might be good for you if we're on the same. Because I mean, I think me and you are kind of on the same trajectory. You know, we want to be multimillionaires in our wholesale game. But not a lot of wholesalers want to make millions and millions of dollars. Not a lot of wholesalers want to have the responsibility of leading a team of acquisitions and dispositions and a TC and escrow and title and have all that weight on their shoulders, right? Not everybody wants that, and you'll find out very quickly that you need to develop that skill. I actually saw a quote recently is that in any business, not just wholesale business, but any business, your first 4 to 5 years is building the skills that you need, and then and then 5 plus years after that is when you start becoming rich. So that's one thing I found out that I was doing as I was building skill, and I say that because back in 2023, we really started focusing on inbound marketing, how to respond to those leads, how to lock those leads up, how to do things over the phone, really dialing in a sales process. And so, yeah, nationwide, we still hit 7 figures. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, this year, because we're back in our backyard, we're solely focused on our backyard and going deep, not wider. We're already we're already past what we did in the last 2 years combined. So
Wow. In the past 2 years, you were nationwide, and now in the past couple of months, you've been able to exceed that.
yep, and it was just the last year. So only 2023 I was nationwide. Now it's a big thing, and so I tell all them gurus and everything now. I don't tell them, but I see. I guess internally, and me and my wife talk crap. Is that anybody who says nationwide is the way? It's not the way. Don't go nationwide. You will make money, but it's not the most efficient, profitable way. You will run into too many bottlenecks. You'll run in. You won't. In this business, and this is somebody Todd Tobax. I don't know if anybody knows Todd Tobax.
Yeah.
Todd Tobax is a nice wholesaler in San Diego. You know him, and
Yeah.
he always talks about in his podcast. You need fat, juicy deals, and so that's where we're at. We're after fat, juicy deals and volume.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Aaron, one thing that I really admire about you as well is how I think you've really dialed in your culture and your core values. And I think that a lot of these other wholesalers or even other organizations outside of wholesaling lack that. So I see that you're always promoting these very unique books. Like I think a while back when we hopped on a call, you had this one book by that female by the last name of Dawson. I think Teamwork recently.
But
You promoted 3 other ones. I was looking at your IG right before we hopped on here. Scaling sales success, multiplier, the motive. So, a lot of people say it's sales and marketing, but once you start running the organization, now you got to start worrying about being a good leader and having the right culture in place. And I think that you are just very, I think you really,
intentional.
yeah, you're intentional about that. So, why don't you tell me about that? I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, so you remember I was talking to you already that you need to develop the skill. You need to develop your skills in those first couple of years, and don't worry about making. I mean, obviously you make money, but in those first couple of years, you're building skills, and one of those skills is, and I had it on my whiteboard. And all I looked at it every single day was learning how to be a leader, learning how to be a coach, learning how to be a mentor. And it wasn't to, a lot of guys want to do a couple deals and they want to be freaking mentors and coaches to other people and take their money and learn how to learn how to do wholesale. What you need to do is learn how to be a mentor and a coach and a leader to your own organization, to your own family, to the people that are right beside you before you go teach somebody how to do deals and build their own business. You need to learn that yourself first. And so that was my thing is I want to be a leader, coach, and mentor to my team. Does it happen overnight? No. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes being obsessed by learning. Leadership is, you're not born with it. It's a skill, it's a learned. Yes, can it come easier for others? Yes, but it's still learned. And there are great books to learn from that. But also, you don't just read the books; you got to apply the books. You got to figure, and then also learning from other leadership people, right? Hire leadership coaches, right? And I've come a long way in learning how to be a leader through a lot of trials and errors, and I feel like we finally dialed it in.
Wow.
And obviously, I'm still learning, still learning.
No, yeah, that's incredible. Which leadership mentorships have you been a part of?
Well, first I want to talk about what you said earlier. Is the core values, and in the
Okay.
book, and it's funny because I was just looking over because I knew it's because you said core values, and don't we always talk about it in every single business? We talk about core values and a mission and a vision. Right?
Right.
Those are three things. Everybody talks about it. You read your traction. You read the book Traction. Put your core values in there. Put your mission statement in it. Right?
Your vision.
And then what happens to it?
3 year picture, 1 year plan.
What happens to it? It gets put away.
Yeah.
You don't look at it again, right?
Right.
So what we've done, because I read another book, and I'll put that on here as well, is I got really obsessed with the author Patrick Lenciani, I think is his last name. I always mess it up. But anyways, I read a book called Motive, and Motive talks about you're not a CEO, you're a CRO, and you saw me post that recently. And what that is, it's you're a chief. You're not a chief executive officer. You are, but that's not the only thing you are. You're a chief reminder officer. So what you first got to do is you got to figure out what your core values are. You got to figure out what your mission statement is. You got to figure out what your vision statement is. And after you figure those out, not just figure them out. Now you got to simplify them. So that's what I learned in the teamwork book. Because let's say you have it, and I'm going to tell you my story. Is when I first wanted to get core values, I had like 9 core values. Right?
A laundry list, like you said recently.
Who's going to remember that crap, right? I had 9 core values. I had a mission statement, vision statement. So what you do is you got to simplify it. So our mission statement is a sentence long. It's we impact real estate journeys with excellence, ethics, and lasting relationships.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time for our listeners.
There we go. We impact real estate journeys with excellence, ethics, and lasting relationships. So that is our company mission statement, okay? Do you think our guys know that? Do you think I could go outside of my office and I could ask anyone and ask them, hey, what's our mission statement?
So let's break that down really quick. Is this mission statement is it for what you guys are doing or what you're trying to do for your sellers? Or is it both?
Both.
Both, right?
Yeah, so it's for your team, right? So it's your team that shows what we're going to do and to how we're going to serve our clients, our sellers, our buyers. So if you see in that mission statement, we impact, right? That's the big word right there. We impact real estate journeys, right? Because whether you're buying or selling, we're going to impact.
That's a journey.
That's right. With excellence, we're going to bring excellence to the table. We're going to bring ethics because we don't do things shady here, right? And we also want to talk to them like we're going to be knowing them forever, long-lasting relationships. When it comes to core values, you remember I told you I had like 9, right? I simplified that. I had to simplify it. We have 3 core values. That is a growth mindset, that is competitive greatness, and extreme ownership. So we have 3 core values. And the reason why you do that is because you want everybody to remember what those are. You want everybody able to repeat those, right? So I don't just write them down and set and forget it. My team, everybody knows on my team what they are. When they're new, I'm asking them every single day. I'm telling them in front of people.
Say them one more time.
What's that?
Say them one more time. The 3 core values. Growth mindset.
Our core values is growth mindset, competitive greatness, extreme ownership.
Got it.
So those are our 3 core values,
Got it.
and they live by that every single day. And so I could ask every single one of our people, what are they, and they could tell me. And so when they're new, every single day for 30 days, I'm constantly asking, what's our mission statement? What's our core values? What's our mission statement? What's our core values?
Wow.
And they're saying it in front of people. They're saying it during our morning huddle, right?
Chief reminder officer.
Chief reminder officer, man. And you don't just use it for the values, right? You use it for everything. So as a leader, just remember you're a chief reminder officer. You're the person who is going to remind them to, when you look in their pipe and you tell them what we do and what we serve and how we serve our sellers, like that is your ultimate job, is to keep reminding them. Your job is not to be a micromanager. Your job is just to remind them the importance of everything, right? Anyways, that's what I got to say about that.
What's your vision statement?
Our vision, we don't necessarily have a vision statement specifically. Our vision statement is when we talk about revenue. So what's the direction? Because I always tell my team, hey, I'm casting a vision on you. But our vision statement is what our revenue goal is, what our team is. So our revenue goal is $24 million a year. Our team, I want everybody in my team to have a minimum of 1 rental property. And then I think for the is that we want to be basically the number one wholesale company in Southern California. So that's our vision statement. So it's just three kind of categories,
I love it.
and it's still very simple.
I love it. And you know what's one thing that I was thinking about this morning as I was being reminded that we were going to hop on this podcast? I'm rereading the book Start With Why, and by Simon Sinek, I think.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how we got to remind ourselves it's not about the what and the how, but everything starts with the why. And so he was talking about a company name. I forgot what the example was, but I thought about you because what I also noticed is that you changed your name, and it probably all happened in the transition. I think you've been Seller's New Day for several months now, but I thought about that and I said, you know what? That's the why behind the what and the how. Because before you were Backdraft Home Solutions, and now you're the why. Why are you the company? Because you're providing a Seller's New Day. And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe there's some truth to that.
Yeah, dude. People ask us all the time. So yeah, I was a fireman before this, and so I needed a company name to do a deal. We did like a double close, whatever. So I needed to come up with some name, and I was like, "What's a cool name?" As a firefighter and related to real estate, and I call it Backdraft. Right, Backdraft is a firefighting term, and then Home Solutions. Anyways, as we grew, I wanted to have a simple name. Everything's simple. You always got to keep things simple. Simple scales, fancy fails. Always remember that. Simple scales, fancy fails. So we were trying to. So I needed to keep something simple, and then also I wanted the person that our client knew what we did. Right. That's why a lot of people call themselves ex home buyers. You're fast cash home buyers, right?
Fast home cash offers.
Yeah, so you're telling people what you do, who you are, right? My last name didn't really give that, right? And so Seller's New Day was seller, our client, New Day being their picture perfect, right? In a sales process, what's there, right? You got to figure out what the pain is, and then you got to figure out where they're going, right? And so that's the New Day. We're giving them that picture perfect. So if you work with us, we're going to give you that New Day. That was a thought process, and we've had this name for like 2 years now.
Nice. I love that. Let me see. So right now, you mentioned you have 5 acquisitions. Can you kind of give us a little rundown of what your team looks like right now again?
Yeah, man. We have 5 acquisitions. One one starts on next Monday. So 4 have been with us for a good while. We have a new one started on Monday. We have 3 dispositions. Again, one starts on Monday. So we have 2 people starting on Monday. So we've had 2 that are with us right now. We have a transaction coordinator. She's a freaking animal. I just hired an executive assistant to help me and my wife with personal and business relation stuff. And then we have 2 virtual people to help me with recruiting and some admin stuff.
And then I take it you're the CEO and your wife is the COO.
COO, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. What does your onboarding process look like for acquisitions?
Yeah, our onboarding process is pretty awesome, man. So immediately they get all a bunch of professional emails, right? They need to give us what their favorite coffee is, what their shirt size is, which we don't give them a polo. Sorry, we give them a polo, but we don't give them until the first week is done. I want to make sure that they understand what they're about to get into.
So you give them like a regular shirt, not a polo, is what you're saying?
No, I don't give them crap for the first week.
Oh, really?
Then after the first week, I'll ask them. We had one individual that came in and was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, perfect. I just gave you freaking 5 polos. There goes some money, right? So I want to make sure they understand what they're about to get into. So when you come in the office, you're about to do a crap ton of training, right? And watch a crap ton of videos. And so it's pretty simple. And I think if you could dial a good onboarding process that gets your guys up and going within 30 days, if not less, and they're already producing before 30 days, you have developed a fantastic sale. And I think that's your good measurement. If you could find somebody that could get some closable contracts in the first 30 days, you have developed a good training process. And I think I think we finally developed that, right? Because a lot of times people want to measure like, they shouldn't have closed deals for 2-3 months. Like, screw that. I want you up and going. I want you quit. You should be hungry. So, which again, that creates, and not just me that reminds them, but when you finally when you keep reminding every single person that comes along your team, they start reminding them to be a part of it, and everybody's feeding off each other. Anyways, so what we do is they come in, they get a coffee, they get welcome to the team. And then immediately for the first 2 days, they are watching my onboarding videos. So I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about the sales process. I'm talking about documents. I have a bunch of Loom videos that they got to watch on a spreadsheet. So they're just watching a crap ton of videos. They're watching, what's our mission, what's our vision, what's our core, all that stuff. What to expect, performance reviews, EODs, what platforms we use, what's wholesale, what's a retail, like
Nothing but
everything.
videos, 2 days.
ABCs, right? So that's in-house videos, and then at the end, I take them down and I sit them, and I make sure they understand everything. I make sure they've written down notes. They're making flashcards. I give them a book, the Sandler rules. So they have a Sandler rule book that they got to give a rule a day. So they got to read it. It's almost like a sales book. They got to read that every single day. They also got to read the book Compound Effect, because this is a hard position. It's a hard job. So they need to it's a mindset book. So just knowing that every little thing that you're doing every single day that they're,
And you require them to read these books?
Hell yeah. And then they got to return it because I got to give it to the next person.
All right.
So those are the 2 books they got to read up front. And then, and everybody's done it already, so it's not like I'm just shooting smoke, right? So that's what they do. After those two videos of in-house stuff, then we all know REI Sales Academy by John Martinez. So I have that platform, fantastic sales, REI Sales Academy, fantastic. The cool thing with them, you're able to give them a login information to all your acquisitions. So we sent a thing to give everybody has a personal login information to REI Sales Academy. What they do is then they will watch a video and make a PowerPoint up to 11 a.m. And then they go to lunch, and then they're on the phones. So and they're not taking in any new leads for 2 weeks, whatever. And so they're calling the old lead database. They're getting used to the CRM, right? They've watched all the videos on how to use the CRM. So they're utilizing, they're playing around with everything. They're working on their script, right? They're understanding the sales process. And so they watch videos, REI Sales Academy, and that's for I think it's 8-9 days straight. So in the morning, they're watching REI Sales Academy, making a PowerPoint, because the next day they're going to present on what they just learned. So we actually present, they actually got to teach. We're going to ask some questions, make sure they retain what they learned. So for 8 days, they watch that, make calls in the afternoon. Watch that, make calls in the afternoon. Because for me, I have to do stuff to learn it. I'm not going to just keep watching a crap ton of videos, because then I'm not applying it. So I got to apply. So I felt that was the same situation, right? Learn, apply, learn, apply. After you've done that, we'll get you on new inbound leads. So then you're going to go to appointments, and you could start making calls, and that's pretty much it, man. I don't know. I'm probably missing a couple things, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
You guys
and we're constantly training, right?
Go ahead.
I mean, we're constantly training.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that on your Instagram right there. And all your guys, are they all straight? I think you said that you don't have any follow specialists, right? So they're just
No.
They're prospecting their own leads.
Yeah, no follow specialist, no appointment setter.
No juniors or anything like that.
Nah, I have a coach right now, and I disagree with that right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind later down the road, but I think that's a waste. I think it's a waste of man. I don't think you'll close. I mean, you can still close deals, and it's still good. I mean, it works. People do it all the time, but it's not my model right now.
Okay, got it. And guys, look, I mean, for those of you guys that are going to be watching this, just to give you a little backstory, this guy is doing $600,000-$700,000 a month with this model.
Closed.
$600,000-$700,000 a month. Yeah, this is not projected. I mean, we're probably talking about 1.2 projected or higher than that, or less than that, actually. Right? What's your success rate? Maybe like 70-80%?
You talking about from contract fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't checked that. I need to recheck that. I mean,
he doesn't need to check it.
I would assume like 50%.
He's closing $500,000 a month. He doesn't need to check.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you know what, Aaron? Here's I think something that our viewers would really like to know about, because we spoke about this when we went to your office in December with these guys that you're onboarding and training. I think there is some misconceptions in the industry where you got to get somebody that it already comes with sales background or is already trained in real estate. But I think you said that you're not even worried about that, right? Just somebody who's coachable. How does it look like right now for all the new guys that you're bringing on?
So yeah, we like guys who have sales backgrounds.
Okay.
But that being said, we're looking for two things. We're looking for one, are they core value fit? Actually, that's the biggest thing. But two things where I always want to make sure I see is a good work ethic, meaning are you coming in? Are you coming in hot and heavy? Are you getting flashcards? Are you learning the sales process? Are you role playing with your person? I got two new guys, not now, but I had two new guys, and they're with me right now, and they're killing it. And they were calling each other at night, role playing with each other, making sure that they came to work ready for the next day. They're constantly helping each other out. They're constantly doing training is a big thing in our business and our company because I was in the fire department and the military, so I brought that in here. So because I don't look at ourselves as a family. I look at ourselves as a high performance sports team. So we're always training like a sports team. But yeah, so anyways, a good attitude and good work ethic. So I want a good attitude. You need to make sure that you have your mind's right, and then those are really the only two things. Because let's talk about the new guy I just hired. That's gonna be started on Monday. Let's see how he does. But he doesn't have any sales experience. He was a college. He just graduated college as a high school, a college pitcher in baseball. So he finished college. He was a pitcher. He was a first position pitcher in baseball. So, and he seems like, and he showed up on time. He looked squared away. And so, I mean, let's see if he could come in and keep that going, keep that attitude going.
I love that. I love that. And I don't think you guys are doing like any of the assessments that other companies do, right?
We do. I don't look at any of those. I mean, I'm not here to blow smoke, man. All I am is honest. I did that in the past, and it never mattered. It fucking never mattered.
Got it.
People think it does. To me, I think it's so stupid. My biggest thing is, are the small things, man. And like I said, we have a 3-step process. It's your pre-screen. So I want to look, do you show up on time? Can you have a conversation? Are you dressed appropriately? That's your pre-screen. Then I go over my second stage. That's your second interview where you're talking to me and you. And I just want to make sure standards, are you okay coming to the office? Is this something you do? Right?
That second one's on Zoom, right?
It's just Zoom, right? Now you're actually talking to me, right? Like just now, I just denied right before I got here. I just denied like 20 pre-screens because I don't know, I wasn't happy with any of them, right? And because like I said, we hire like 1 out of every 100. And then after that, if you could get past the second interview, which a lot of people don't, because then I find out stuff that a lot of deal killers and and stuff like that I was able to uncover and realize, hey, they're not a good fit. And a big one is going to be the shadow day. So the shadow day is a big one, right? Are you showing up on time? Did you dress like you're squared away? Then you got to shadow one of my guys. Are you taking notes? Are you on your phone? Are you asking questions? Right? These are things that I'm constantly looking at. And then the biggest one is the role play exercise. So then we do a quick role play. And we do it 2 times. They do it. I'm taking notes. We stop. I ask them how you think you did. I give them pointers. I want to see if they can take those pointers and apply it in the next role play. We do it again, and then I let one of my guys go, and then I can talk to them, and we get to know each other a little bit more. But that role play exercise has disqualified so many individuals because they stop, they're scared, or they couldn't hold a conversation, they couldn't handle objections. Like I'm not the one doing it, so I'm able to listen. I'm listening, very active listening during that time, and it's really helped out during that time. And then so a lot of people don't get past any of that, and if they get past all of it, usually they're a pretty good hire.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Big thing, and you've already heard me say this to you. If it's a maybe, it's a freaking no. I'm telling you
really?
Right now. Please.
I remember you said that.
Write this freaking down. If you go through your whole whatever sales process or whatever hiring process you have, and you're like, hey, maybe we should try him out, and you bring him on, it never works out. I promise you. If it's ever a maybe, it's a freaking no.
Wow.
Because follow your gut, dude.
I love that. Wow, man. It sounds like you guys got a lot of things going on right now. I remember we were taking some notes right here. Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like you guys got a lot going on right now. I guess what's really got you excited over the next 12 months, bro?
The next 12 months, man, just making a crap ton of money, man. We're looking for a new office right now because we're starting to crowd our office currently right now. And our office, I think, is like 2,200 square foot or something like that. So we're looking for like a four or 5,000 four to 500 square foot office. Dude, what's going on with you, man? I've been seeing you build your team, lead your team. Like I said, I reached out to you recently about. I really liked your what was it? The thing that you said in the morning.
The affirmations?
That was super powerful, man.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. You know, we're pretty consistent. Right now, I did have to let one of my guys go. It was more
Tell
like
me
a
about it.
it was like
Tell me why.
it was it's like a culture thing. You know, he has some personal stuff going on where, he kind of wanted to work part time and stuff like that. And
Yep.
so I said, you know what, like it's not what we're trying to build, right? And he's
Yeah.
actually one of my top guys. So it's
Oh
yeah,
no. Okay.
it's
I think I might know who that is.
yeah, it's gonna sting a little bit, but
Yeah.
ultimately we have a greater mission that we're trying to accomplish. So
Yeah.
we have to protect the culture because everybody else is going to see that. So ultimately,
Are you back on the phones?
right now, I'm just like a sales manager, partially back on the phone, but my mission is to make sure that I get these two guys like super dialed in.
If you see your numbers go down, I'm not saying they are, but if you see them go down, get the hell back on those phones. And I've had to do this so many times. We just now in the last couple months, I have not been able to. I've been off the phones. I've been more leading as a manager, and it's taken me a long time to. I heard a great quote. It was a lot of people want to hire like an acquisition person to replace them. You don't hire people to replace you. You do it to multiply yourself, right? And that was, I remember, and I heard that, and I was like, what great advice is that?
So hold on, break that down for the listeners. Say that one more time.
You don't hire an acquisition person
To replace you.
to replace you. You hire them to multiply you.
Got it.
So as an owner, you want to be on the phones with with them. And it was just recently, like I said, a couple months ago that I was still on the phone. So we're finally in the positive where I don't have to be on the phones anymore. Now I'm just constantly, we're constantly building them up. We're constantly training. We're constantly doing pipeline pickups. We do that every freaking morning. And we do trainings every single day, twice a day. So
What's pipeline pickup?
Pipeline pickups, man. Dude, you want to talk about something? You need to take this down, man.
Let's see.
So pipeline pickups has changed the freaking game. This pipeline pickups have, because here's another quote, man. I'm full of it, man. People don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. So what you do is we do a pipeline pickup every single morning. So after our morning huddle, acquisitions stay by, and we look at the leads that came in the prior day. So there are a few things we're going to look at. Number one, everybody's going to show me their computer, or we're going to look at our CRM, and are your leads in the red? Do you have a future follow-up date for them, right? If everything's up to date, perfect. That's the first step. The second one, we're going to look at every single lead that came in prior and the day of, or the night before, and we're going to go down and we're going to talk about every single damn lead that came in, and we're going to talk about did we get a hold of them? Why not? Did we set an appointment? Hey, we got a hold of them. It was a hot lead, cold lead. How'd it go? I'll even pull up their call and listen to the call and say, hey, we had a call just yesterday. It was fantastic. I'm glad I did it. And he was like, this is not a hot lead. This was no lead. There was no pain, blah, 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 right? So I said, I don't know what got over me, but I was like, let's listen to this call real quick. Listen to the freaking call, 60 seconds in. I heard two things. I want to sell my house as is, and my mother just died. Talk about pain, right? Just because price not there, there's pain there, right? So hopefully we get that contract. I did another thing too. I saw a property come in, and actually I posted this one yesterday. The Corona one.
Yeah.
Literally, he labeled it hot. This is from our pipeline pickup. Labeled it hot. I said, hey, why did we set up the appointment? I see it's hot. Why didn't we go to the property? He said, I haven't, blah, blah, blah. He gave me some excuse. And I said, okay, I want you to call the seller right now, book an appointment. In fact, in our huddle, right? He calls them literally on the phone, on speaker. Oh, blah, blah, blah. There's 3 other investors coming, and then the guy basically set up an appointment to get there earlier before all the other investors. Guess who had the gun? Guess who got the contract?
You guys.
We freaking got the contract because we were hungrier. But I didn't. But again, that's where management comes in, right? I wasn't micromanaging. I was managing. That's a difference. There's a difference. So I'm not over them all day, but when it's time to manage, that's what I do. So then anyway, so then we talk about all the leads. We talk about, and then I help out as, because you remember the first four years, I'm working on my skills. I'm able to help them get their properties across the finish line. So then I give them tips, pointers on let's get them across the finish line. It's been working wonders.
What do you mean by that? Like helping them close them?
Yeah, and then so we call that, I don't necessarily talk to them. I have every once in a while, I can help close. We call that management takeover. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean they're not going to get the commission. They still get the commission. I will help them. They'll always get the commission. But anyway, so I just help them. We strategize. How can we get them? Because there are things that they're not seeing, or they don't have the experience yet, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the third thing is, what's your end zone opportunity? Okay, so we talked about the other leads. What's your end zone target? What property are you what's your low hanging fruit for today that you could get across the finish line? And then I'm able to, again, help them try to get it across the finish line. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to say it. You need to and really kind of just push them a little bit, right? And this is how you're going to do it. So that's our pipeline pickup. We do it every single morning.
How long is that?
Not too long, actually. I would say about 20, 25 minutes. And then after that, we actually go into training. So then my acquisitions training, that takes about another 30 minutes. So we're pretty much done with our morning huddle, and acquisitions, pipeline pickup, and training. It usually takes about 9:15 to 9:30 at latest. But it does wonders for the team. And then at 1 p.m., we do another huddle with everybody. And then I do a dispo training. And then we do sales training. We call reviews, different types of methodologies on how to talk to buyers and stuff like that.
Got it. And so the training that you have, like every day, is it the same training in the morning for the acquisition, like the same sales training? Like, is it just like objection handling, or any specific topics that you guys cover?
Yeah, obviously there's going to be different objection handlings and stuff like that in a different way. I'm going to teach them and coach them. But yeah, that was my biggest struggle. How can I get trainings for both sides, right? And so my wife handles a lot of the dispo stuff, but I need to be the one to help, do sales, because that's where my expertise is sales. So that's where I help with dispo. Got
it. Yeah, I love that. And I think you are a big proponent, or your philosophy is like on the Sandler philosophy, right? Like going for the no, staying detached.
Yeah, there's a lot of different sales stuff that I've learned along the way. I've learned I don't just stick to one. My methods are from like so many different trainings.
I love it.
What about yourself? Do you have are you hiring a follow specialist?
We are. So nice. We're hiring one, and so I am still on the phone. Like I did get one locked up nice. Last week. I probably got like 4 locked up in the last month. So if I got to do it, I'll do it, You got
to do it, man.
Yeah, you got to do it. So.
Oh yeah, if my numbers go down tomorrow, I'm on the phones. Like there's no ands different about it. I'm on the phones if my numbers are down.
Right. I mean, I guess you've gotten to a point where like you got enough guys that if you
producing guys, don't ever just because your team or you have a number of people, like people don't, dude. It's easy to put a pulse in a seat. That shit's easy. That's easy.
Right.
It's actually even worse if you put a pulse in a seat and they suck. Now you got to fire them. You got to learn about, you got to think about legality. You got to think about culture crap. You got to think, it's a nightmare. You got to make sure they're good people. That's why I don't hire. I hire 1 out of every 100 people. I promise you. Like, I deny so many damn people because it's hard to get in our company. It is hard. And that's a mindset you need to have. Only winners, only high producers, only high people that are looking to win are going to be a part of this team.
I think you have a couple guys that were there in December that aren't there anymore, right?
Nope.
Well, like they just weren't cutting it?
Well, obviously I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, they just no. We definitely had a couple of people that were here, and unfortunately, it just wasn't a fit anymore. So we went our separate ways.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, it is what it is. So right now we're hiring a fuss ourselves. Grooming my disposition manager to be a better leader, because I want him and I to really be the ones that are managing everything, you know. So he's go ahead.
Can I tell you something? I want to address that. And again, we could talk maybe off air a little bit about those individuals and why people leave your company is because when your company's on the verge of growth, that's what happens. People can't, like I said, when your company grows, I promise you, there's going to be a ceiling. You're going to have to get rid of some people. Once you get rid of those people, I got a guy here who tells me all the time because he knew those guys. He tells me, he's like, only if those guys knew the amount of growth that we are experiencing, they wouldn't have had that mindset that they had. And so it's just when your company grows, sometimes that you gotta remove some of the people and bring on new people. Sorry to interrupt. Anyway, so you're building up a leader. You're dispo person as a leader, huh?
Yeah. He's my right hand man. So right now, my goal is to pour more into him, because ultimately I want him and I to run the entire team. You know,
Nice.
I like the way that he's a selfless leader. You know, he's always there for
Nice.
the greater good of the mission. He's never asking for more. He's been with us since we were working out of our living room. So my
Oh
objective
wow.
with him is to have him be the sales manager, and eventually be able to step out of the sales manager role where I can focus on higher level tasks, give the entire team all the tools, the resources that they need to just really keep scaling up.
Nice.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
yeah. But yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know what you want to wrap this up right here, or you know
We
what?
can wrap it up. We can wrap it up, man.
What?
I could talk for days.
One more thing for any young aspiring wholesalers out there, what message do you got for them if they're out there trying to get started? You know, they want to get into entrepreneurship or just into real estate. What do you got to tell them?
Be obsessed.
Hmm.
That's it.
Be obsessed or be average.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, you heard it from my man Aaron Gaunt right here. This guy is a legitimate business owner. He is not a guru. He's not selling any product or anything like that.
No.
Go follow him on IG. This is the type of guy that's a no fluff, no BS, doing real deals, millions of dollars a year. So, guys, stay tuned. Go ahead and keep following us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's go.